With us in the studio here in Washington, the Egyptian ambassador to the United States, Sameh Shoukry. Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. Well, you heard what Mr. Zawel just said. The emergency laws should have been lifted yesterday. He said that's what a lot of people think. Are they going to be lifted soon?
Well, we are living under extraordinary times, and the suspension of the Constitution itself, I think the matter whether the emergency law is in effect or not is a legal matter to be debated. But the Supreme Council has indicated its commitment to lifting the state of emergency, and I believe they will do so as soon as the conditions are appropriate. This is the first day of normalcy back in Egypt.
Who is in charge now? We know the military council has taken command, but who's running things right now?
By virtue of the fifth communique that was just issued a short while ago, it's quite apparent that the chief of the military council, the Supreme Military Council, is now effectively undertaking the responsibilities as representing the state both internally and externally. So that's the Minister of Defense, Field Marshal Hassan Tantawi.
Well, you heard Harry Smith reporting from Cairo. He said some of the people out on the street, the demonstrators, they want the cabinet dissolved. They want all of those people out of there. Is that a realistic hope?
At this time, it is also difficult. The government has been requested to stay in a caretaker capacity. There are enormous challenges facing Egypt currently in terms of the security void that was created with the withdrawal of the police force, in addition to the economic conditions, which are very difficult by virtue of the impact of this demonstration and the length of time they were underway, and the overall global recession. So there are challenges to regain economic equilibrium and to deal with the challenges related to unemployment.
Are you confident that the military will hand over power as they say they're going to do?
Well, certainly, and by the fifth communique also, where they indicated a very specific time frame of 6 months to undertake both parliamentary and presidential elections, that I think has come as a surprise. Most analysts thought that it would take longer. So for them to specify now that elections would be undertaken in 6 months, I think is an added guarantee that it is their intention to hand over.
So it's your understanding now from this communique, because people were talking about August, September to hold elections. You think now it is possible, and the intent now is to hold the elections before then?
Well, the specification of a period of 6 months certainly is very definite in its meanings, and if elections were to be held before that, is what the communique indicated, that it is possible to hold elections prior to the 6 months period, and that would be an expedited time frame.
And is your understanding that it is in the intent of the military council and the government now to honor all of Egypt's treaties with other countries, including the Camp David Accords?
Certainly, that's been reiterated 3 times so far in their various communiques. Egypt is a state of institutions. It honors its commitments, and it enters commitments that are in its best interest, and the peace treaty has been in the best interest of Egypt, has provided regional security, and has provided for Egypt the opportunity to concentrate on its development.
All right. Mr. Ambassador, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know this hasn't been an easy time for you personally. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.